to another episode.
The noobs are coming back with... We've already done starters and games, and now it's time for typing. Because we did... Dimitri would have been here for this one, but you know what? We have more of experience.
He's a...
We are big boy Pokemon gamers.
He's what you would call a normie.
We are not. We are entrepreneurs of Pokemon. Because I've already said before, one of my earliest memories of playing games was Pokemon on my Game Boy. Okay, so...
I am a Pokemon expert.
I will be dead. I will be 80 years old in a retirement home playing my Pokemon.
I'm gonna get like my whole leg tattooed Pokemon.
You have one for that.
It's gonna be all ghost types.
Alright, so I guess we already know what's going on here.
Yeah.
So, okay.
We already know what God. I mean, it's already.
What are we starting with
Sorry about whatever these fucking like.
What they put on here first?
Bug types.
Bugs. S. What?
I mean, what?
Like, we can move these after a while.
Where do you want this?
Well, let's see, bro. Bug. There's a lot of cool looking bug types.
Like
Beedrill, Caterpie, Kakuna,
Weedle, Metapod.
Metapod.
You know what Metapod? Alright, Metapod.
Butterfree from the Ash Ketchum Bye Bye Butterfree episode. Bro, the Bye Bye Butterfree. You know, crying and shit. What bug types were in Johto? Spinneret and his Arachneite or Arachnia.
Arachnia.
And was that fucking? I think that was it. That was it.
And then Hoenn,
Wurmple, Silcoon,
Shedinja.
Your secret. That was a secret, by the way.
Yeah.
You had to have 6 Pokemon in your... You had to have only 5 Pokemon in your inventory when you caught it. And then when you caught a Nincada, a Shedinja just showed up in your 6th slot.
No.
Just popped up.
No.
It did.
No.
But that's probably one of the weirdest ones because only super effective attacks worked on it. So literally, you would be a god if you ever fought something that didn't have...
Or if you cheated and got a... What is it?
Oh, cheat.
I know. Just say it. What's that one move that What's the fucking?
I don't know.
Where you can't be knocked out in one move.
Endure?
Is that Endure?
Yeah, I think so.
You
But I think you can only use it once.
No.
There's Endure. He also could learn Destiny Bond, so if you one-shot him dead, you would die
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
But that's it. I always use Shedinja. It's
Was
cool.
it flinch free?
I don't know. All I know is there's a lot of cool Pokemon that are
No,
bug
flinch.
type.
I don't remember, but I honestly think it was B tier.
I think in Sun and Moon, I like the bug type Pokemon, the evolved form of the water bug. The big fucking dude.
The
one that the grunt guy used. I forget his name. I forget that thing's name, but his attack power was a lot. It was like big water bug boy. Love that guy. He might be a little slow, but he has a big attack power tree.
Yeah.
He's slow.
I honestly still think it's B. We can move it around if we fail. Dark type.
S.
S. I mean, we can go with pure aesthetic and what we feel like. Do you care about like types and like?
Well, if I want to talk this, bugs, super effective. Rock, ice, fire, flying, ground.
We're just going off favorites here.
Steel crushes bug as well.
Let's just do favorites.
Bug has a lot of type. Are we talking like favorites, but also like effective in battle?
It's up to you.
Bug type has a lot of
I don't care about that.
and bug type's only super effective against.
I'm not a competitive player.
Bug is super effective against dark and psychic. So bug beats dark and psychic.
I'm not a competitive player, so I don't care.
See, difference here now. I'm going for both.
I enjoy the aesthetic of Pokemon, the way they look.
And also, if you hit dark types, fighting and bug are its only 2 weaknesses.
Umbreon.
I don't know if fairy.
Honchkrow.
What about was that his fat?
Yeah, that's the evolved form.
You have that.
Thinking about Murok.
Sableye.
Murkrow.
Sableye, Dark Ghost.
Sableye is Ghost. Dark. Ghost? I think it's Ghost.
He's got 2 typings. I think.
I feel like we Ghost like ground or something.
Oh, I think it's like Ghost Dark.
Probably. I don't know. It has one of the most effective.
A lot of Ghost types are. Some Ghost types are half dark. You got Dusclops,
No.
Ghost Dark.
No. He's Ghost Dark.
Isn't Shuppet? Bayonet thing. You have Absol, pure dark. Absol.
Yeah, but Absol's like weirdly like glorified in the furry community, so it kind of knocks some points off that.
You're right. Maybe B then.
B. Dragon.
Dragon, your usual high.
You already know.
Dragon, your usual high-end tier Pokemon, which have a lot of
There's not that many either.
Dragon endgame Pokemon.
Dragonite. Yveltal. Yvette. Yearble. X and Y.
You have,
Wise.
both of them are half dragon, aren't they?
I didn't-
No.
I don't know.
No, you mean
No,
from
the deer's fairy.
Deer is fairy, and then the other one's dark flying.
Oh. Yeah, true.
I don't think there was. I think there was a dragon type. Wasn't the T-Rex dark dragon rock that you could get from a fossil?
Maybe I never got it. But
Zilgard was dragon.
Who?
Zilgard, the one that you could get little goop piece.
Zygarde.
Zygarde. The one
No,
little-
you're thinking
No, I meant to say Zygarde.
No, is this Zygarde?
Yeah, the little goop piece chunk guy.
Yeah.
That's Zygarde. That's Dragon Ground. Dragon Ground.
The 3-headed one.
That's like Hydra Man or
Hydroman. Hydroman was my favorite.
That he is. He
Hydreigon.
that he was strong.
I bred the shit out of it.
You know,
for shinies.
all dragon types gotta be like fucking level 50 to evolve to their last form.
I bred the shit out of it.
I always thought Tyranitar was dragon ground, but it's actually just rock ground. Tyranitar is not a dragon type, even though it's a pseudo.
No.
I always thought it was dragon though. Salamence, which is also a big grind because you're stuck with a Sheldon for like 20 to 50. The one that learns fly as soon as it evolves. You have Bagon. This is Hoenn. Bagon,
yeah, sure.
Sheldon, Salamence. Which, like I said, he learns HM Fly when he evolves. You're stuck with the little Sheldon thing for like 40 levels. Such a long. Dragon types have a long grind, bro. Giratina, wasn't that Dark Dragon or Dragon Ghost, something like that? I love Giratina. One of my favorites. You have Latios and Latias, which are Dragon Psychic.
Yeah.
All the dragon types in those games have a high mythology to them.
Even though I thought
They're mythological creatures.
even though Latios and Latios reminded me of Lugia.
You know the funny, Lugia is also dragon flying, or is it water flying? Water flying, sorry. And I think Ho-Oh is strictly fire. And if you look into the
fire.
if you look into the Pokédex with Latios and Latias, I think their definition is literally mythical Pokemon.
Yeah. But S tier.
Made it. Then most dragon types also have Latios and Latias have their own movie too. Some of them have their own movies.
Electric.
I love electric types.
Where do you put them?
I don't know if it's on tier with. Aesthetically, Pokemon. Most of the Pokemon that are electric type aren't cool looking.
No.
But I like electricity.
What you
I like
mean?
electricity.
Pikachu.
That's
The mascot.
Alright, shut up. Alright, that's what you mean.
Oh, Pikachu. Mimic.
Voltorb, Electrode. I flip that bitch over and make another Pokemon, bro.
You right.
Okay. You want to know actually, other than Pikachu, you want to know one of my favorite Pokemon, electric Pokemon are?
Narino.
You actually know?
Nidoking.
It's something. It's actually something that you wouldn't probably guess because it's from Black and White.
Vanillish.
Actually, no, it's from Diamond and Pearl. Sorry.
Oh.
There's not very many electric type you can get early on in Diamond and Pearl.
Diamond Pearl.
Yep.
Diamond Pearl.
You can get him in the first area too, and when he finally evolves to his last form, he's decently strong. I use him through the whole game.
Give me a hint.
Blue.
Oh, the. No.
Blue. Blue.
Is it the little cat thing? I don't remember the name.
His final form is Luxray.
Luxray.
The one that actually looks like a proper like bobcat. Big boy.
Like a Luxray.
He's got like Thunder Fang. It was his physical. Luxray is one of those electric types that have a strong physical attack, but not special. So a lot of his are like Thunder Fang and shit, but they're strong. And then to be honest, my favorite in Sun and Moon was shit.
Sun and Moon.
Shit.
The little fucking rat.
Togedemaru. I like Togedemaru. The little like Pokemon. They know Zigzag.
Yeah.
Zigzag. I love little Togedemaru. He's electric steel.
Rat.
I like Togedemaru.
Conducted, wasn't it, or something? So where would you want to put it?
A. I think A. Yeah, unfortunately. I love my electric types, but it's A.
See, along with Ghost, fairies are also one of my favorites.
I've never used a fairy type.
You've never used a fairy type?
No.
Their special attack is OP.
I never once actually legitimately played through with a fairy type.
Here's the thing.
I don't think I've ever actually caught one, other than legendaries. Never used them.
Well, here's the thing. There aren't many fairy types.
I think it's because they came in so late on. I was like, eh.
Well, it's not even that. They
even changed the typings of original.
Well, that's the thing.
It's bullshit.
They changed. They didn't add
Clefairy, Jigglypuff,
like interrupting.
Snubble.
What I was trying to fucking say is they didn't add a lot of fairy types. They switched old types to fairy types. You're literally just beating your meat in my room.
Yeah, they added the legendary Pokemon like Deontay. That's that rock thing, that rock fairy that you could do the event that turned into Deontay.
What?
Deontay, like the fairy rock.
Diancie?
There you go.
Diancie's badass though.
Do you know how bad I am with pronouncing some Pokemon names?
Diancie.
Yeah.
What was the other one? The deer, which was fairy type.
Xerxes?
I guess.
You know, I forgot to mention the electric Pokemon that was in the movie that we saw, Power Bus. I forget his name. I got him during the event though. He's cool, but never
He
used
looks like a fucking Digimon.
I know. But yeah.
I like fairy types.
I just like I like fucking destroying fairy types because they're really weak against steel and poison.
True. But
if you hit them with a steel, which are already strong Pokemon because they're like attack power, you will crush a fairy type. You'll fucking squish them.
Fighting.
Honestly,
Trash.
It's not. It's like a C. They only have a few good purposes. Fighting types are very strong physically, but they're very weak special attack.
Fighting types can learn Fire Punch, Ice Punch, and Thunder Punch. It's the only purpose they have.
But a lot of fighting types.
Shut up. That's all they have.
A lot of fire types aren't that fast either, unless you're playing with.
Then use Trick Room. That's their third move. That's their fourth move.
I know. When I play.
Shut up. Your point is
even though I play this shit strategically, I never keep any stat things other than sleep powder and shit. I make them all have 4 attack things. I don't have anything that You've
never beat me.
I never put stat stuff on my Pokemon.
By the way, you've never beat me. Each time we get a new game, we play the whole game and then fight. You never beat me.
Well, funny thing is, a lot of my Pokemon I go for power. A lot of them end up being slow as shit. So you always get the first hit.
Yeah, I know.
A lot of my Pokemon I like playing.
I always get crits.
I have a slow play style. A lot of my because the thing is, you play with fast Pokemon, they usually have a lower attack power, and all the strong guys are usually slow.
I go with fast attack, low defense, and high power.
I said fighting though.
It's glass cannons.
It's fighting. Super effective against steel, normal, rock.
I have a lot of glass cannons in my it's like first hit, do a lot of damage, and if I don't kill you,
you're dead.
I'm dead.
Fighting types.
But it always pays out.
Fighting types weak against psychic and flying, which are both extremely faster than fighting types, so they'll usually get the first hit.
I never use fighting type. I've never used fighting type.
I use fighting types a few times because I like Primate and I like Machamp. They're probably like my 2 favorite fighters, and the rest
only
of them,
fighting type I use are
the rest of them
starters.
The rest of them after that kind of Blaziken.
But everything after Blaziken too.
I used
Except for Dolphin.
I used Halucha.
Halucha was good.
And my original, not Ultra Sun, but Ultra Moon I used.
Halucha was...
Just regular Moon I used Halucha. I used regular Moon Halucha. But he can't learn Fly, so you don't have to use HM.
You can use him in flying battles.
But you can't learn Fly.
Yeah, no.
But I mean, in that generation, you didn't have HMs anyway. You just called it in a Fly.
Yeah.
But other than first generation, Primate, Machamp.
Fire type. I already know where you want them. And I'll agree.
Do it! Put it in there! Yeah!
Flying types.
Well, that's it.
Huh?
That's it. No.
Fire type, what are you going to say? They're badass. They're always going to be good.
Always start with a fire type in my starters first time
Here's
around.
the thing. You can get water type, whatever. Like, I think water types are cool. They got a shitty design. There's not good water type designs. And I'm praying that the new generation has good water type designs.
I thought this was going to be like Water Ghost. This tadpole looking thing.
Water Ghost.
I thought people were saying that it might be Water Ghost because he's a little transparent.
Oh, Sobble.
Because they see he's a little transparent, so they're like, oh, it could be a Water Ghost.
I heard his design is garbage. I heard all of the designs are garbage for the final evolves. I heard that they're all garbage.
They're gonna look like melted ice cream.
No, but there's a leak that has high credibility because it's gotten everything right so far. It even called out a Gigamaxing before it was even released. Dynamax. No, Gigamaxing was called out back in May.
But its real term is Dynamax.
No, there's Dynamax and Gigamax.
Oh god, I don't want a second fucking
Gigamax is the same thing as Dynamax, but
Bro, I might as well just capture Godzilla.
Have you not seen Gigamaxing yet?
I've seen Dynamax. After that, I've not watched that.
Have you seen the new gyms? You haven't looked? Or are you keeping it like a secret?
Other than the treehouse, I watched the treehouse, but after that, I stopped. I don't want to. I do that for a lot of games. I stop after a while, unless I know I'm not going to get it. Then I'll look into it as much as I want.
Yeah. I like following it. I also like to know what the final evolution starters are.
And I don't. Unless I buy the strategy guide, which I usually do, so I know what they are anyway. Because I buy strat guides.
I pick my starter based on the design.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I end up always usually finding out because I like to know what level I need to get them to evolve. So when that happens, I usually get to see their form anyway.
36.
I'm talking about anything I catch though.
Yeah.
Because you know me, I'm a big stickler for ability modifiers when you capture them. Like, oh, this nature makes this bigger and this lower. You know, I'm a big stick. That's why I always capture like 7 of the same Pokemon and get the best nature. Because I'm a stat guy, my guys. I'm a stat whore.
I'm not. I'm just the design. This is a cool ability. Let's go.
First one you get, doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl.
No.
And doesn't matter if it's a nature thing.
No. If it looks female, gotta be a female.
Alright, so then you are a stickler then, huh?
Just gender. Like Primarina.
Well, I know if I wanted to have a the salamander that was poison fire in Ultra Moon, I had to capture a girl, which was a fucking like 30% chance or less. I don't remember, but to get a female version so it could evolve.
I know how bad it was. Do that shit for like.
I had to do that. I had to
2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I was there for a while.
Salamence.
I was there for a while. Well,
Yeah.
It's not Salamence. That's the dragon guy.
Whatever.
I don't remember what it's called.
Salazzle.
Salazzle. There you go.
It's not Salazzle.
It is. It is.
Salazzle's.
It's Salazzle.
Salazzle's the YouTuber.
But that's his name. That's his name now. Okay. Well, yes. So I don't know. But fire type. Again, that was half fire type. So
Yeah.
Typhlosion's still up.
Typhlosion number 1, except for in new design.
Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh too. And like I said before, every time I started a new game, always went fire.
Charizard.
Didn't care about what the quest was in front of me. Fire type was the go.
I've moved to water types just because I like water types, and water starters are always nice, but like designs throughout Pokemon, like throughout the whole game, they're trash.
There's like no water types anyway.
Yeah.
And they're always the same water types because they don't have anything. Every time you're in the ocean, it's always either a tentacle or a fucking like goldie.
Or a squid.
That's it.
Yeah. A fish, squid.
Oh, why was Hoenn the only game that actually went into like diving under the water and actually get like some deep sea Pokemon? How come nobody else has went diving anymore?
I think it just had to do with they just wanted to try something new.
Like what's that? Why didn't the Pokemon ever go back to the thing where you could dive under the water and get even like Pokemon that were like, you know, down there, different water types that were down
was
there.
So cool when it came to like mystery. Same with like silver and gold, just the mystery and everything. And then they just started like spoon feeding you.
Oh, yeah.
Black and White was good too. Not Black and White.
Diamond Pearl.
Diamond Pearl had it too. Black
After
and White.
After Diamond Pearl.
They did, well, the thing is, Diamond Pearl. It became after Diamond Pearl. It became story driven, heavy. So they had to cut out the mystery in it. And that was the biggest thing.
Just like in Ruby and Sapphire, like when you dove way underneath the water and you found like relicanth and stuff like the fossil fish.
Or you went to the places and found the Braille, and as a kid you're like, what is that? And
I don't know Braille, bro. Here's the funny thing.
No, here. This is what I did. I grabbed a dictionary. I was at school. I grabbed a dictionary, looked up Braille in the dictionary. It showed me all the letters. I copied every single letter in Braille down. Went home, played the game, and deciphered it myself because internet didn't exist or wasn't as as good as it is. Did those little things, got each of the legendaries. That's what I did as a kid.
You know what I did?
Cheated.
I borrowed my neighbor's strategy guide. Never gave it back. I still have it.
Ah, so you're a thief.
Because it had the Braille in it, so you could read the Braille.
I didn't get that kind of stuff as a kid.
It didn't tell me how to do it, but it did have in the back. It did have a Braille translator.
I didn't have friends when this game came out.
That book has every page dog-eared and the spine is taped. That's a whole fucking book.
Yeah.
But it was like the official guide where it had like everything. Nowadays, if you want to do Pokemon or the game, you have to buy 2 different strategy guides. But just saying, back then, you didn't know you needed to have a Whale Lord and a Relicanth in your first and back spot to just get the door to activate.
Got a perfect name for this. The Tier List Podcast.
And then it's like, and then you got to like walk 3 steps this way, 2 steps this way, down this way, use dig, or walk into the middle of the room, use fly, and then that's when you get to Regirock, Regice, Registeel.
You can fight on
weird fucking.
And you actually got to see their like bodies, and you're like, whoa.
Oh, before you touch them.
Yeah.
Like touch them, and then you would go for it.
Yeah. And then if you get all 3, I think you can do something else.
Probably one of the best. Like,
yeah, Regigigas.
And then after you do all that, like a certain time of the day, Mirage Island shows up, and that's where you fight Rayquaza on Mirage Island, because that's when the Sky Tower actually pops up.
Yeah.
See, that's like the best shit. That's why we rated it S in our previous tier list.
And on top of that, even without all the legendaries, the desert area, which everyone didn't like, but like...
That's alright once you found your sand goggles.
You couldn't go until you found your sand goggles. But just saying, like...
Plus there's like
Cacnea
and shit.
The tower you go in to get the things, and then like it just disappears.
Oh, the fossils?
Yeah, and then it just collapses and disappears. You can never go back.
That's why the game is S tier.
S tier. The music, fire. The whole area, the soot. You collect soot for like 3 hours as a kid.
But that was worth it though!
Yeah.
Because it gave you endless usage flutes, which would cure fucking confusion. It would cure sleep.
You could build stuff for your house, which all I cared about.
I cared about that.
Bases?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the secret power. Have your base. Link up online. Show your friends your base. Fight them.
I didn't have
fight
friends.
them. I mean, fight them in their base. And there are also different areas where you could find some bases that were huge, or like they looked huge, but actually it was all like caved in and all that shit.
You can go in the
find
cave.
Big one, find
You
small
can go
one.
into the trees. The tree ones were my favorite.
I think you also got, based stuff when you won the
fucking like, not the gym battles, but the appeal like challenge.
That was another thing. Contests. Those were I'd rather do those than like the actual gyms.
I made Pokemon and gave them specific moves that I couldn't use in battle, but had like 5 like heart ratings for the.
My
usage.
Blaziken won beauty, tough, cute. What else was there? Cool.
I think it was tough. And
I said
smart.
tough. Smart. I got all that. My Blaziken had every award because I would switch out its moves.
And they get the medals and shit.
The berry mixing challenge. Did all that. That was like God tier, and they just gone. They never. I need that stuff back.
And I think you did win like base prizes or something like that.
You won stuff, and then you got your Pokemon's painting in like the museum.
Yeah.
When you won all of them.
But it's just
because you had to go to each.
And that was 3rd generation.
3rd, 4th.
3rd.
What did 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th do?
Even Diamond and Pearl that had Team Galaxy. It even started getting story driven when they started talking about the time story with Palkia and Dialga.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Even though like the legendary.
But it still had that upside down world with Giratina.
Yeah, but that was in Platinum.
Well, could be talking about Emerald.
Yeah.
Fucking Emerald.
Here's the thing.
Which also they started getting rid of 3rd game versions after Diamond and Pearl. After that was just Black White 2, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. Where's my 3rd? Like, where's my fucking... Where's Emerald? Oh, and then, like, they even had Crystal. Where's my fucking... Where are those? Where they do a mash 'em up and I don't have to buy them separately. Where the fucking mash 'em ups?
I want to say something. Oh yeah, the 3 legendaries that are in, like, the games.
Yeah.
They were made a requirement in Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. Because they were the 3 Lake Guardians.
Yeah, and people
and they took them out. They took them, or they were trying to take them because that would like fuck up time.
Yeah, you had to either defeat them or catch them right then and there.
I caught them all.
So did I.
And then fuck up the time. But I think that was it. It was just like 3 Psychic types. They weren't even different.
They were like off-brand Jirachi.
It wasn't. They weren't great. It was
Zex, Ooks, and
there was no different type of legendaries. They were all just different, same form, different look.
Yeah,
that was kind of shit. But
Flying.
We talked about this in like that game, but we never. I don't think we talked about like.
We didn't go in depth. We didn't go that much in depth.
Yeah, because this started with like game design and water type Pokemon, and then it branched off from me saying, "What happened to diving under the water?"
Like it's a tier list podcast.
Hey, Sword and Shield, you guys have this open world concept thing going on. Let me dive under the water. Let me capture some underwater Pokemon.
Nah, dude,
you got the fucking...
you can ride a bike.
You have the software now.
You can ride a bike.
On water. Oh, wow. Just let me dive underwater and let me capture Pokemon in the water.
All I care about is good ghost type. Please. Please, good ghost type.
Alright, well...
Flying type. They don't really stick out too much.
They don't stick out too much anymore because you don't use Fly as an HM.
That not only that, flying isn't it like a pseudo or like a sub what's the word? Subtyping? There's what, 1 pure flying type? 2? Isn't Landorus or not Landorus? Thundurus? No.
One of them.
Tornadus.
Yeah, one of them.
Tornadus is pure flying.
And the other ones are ground flying and like
lightning.
Electric flying.
Yeah.
I think he could be the only one.
Yeah.
Or close to it.
I think.
Everything. Most flying types that are just flying types are always paired with normal.
Normal, fighting, only one.
But if I'm talking a strict boy looking like a bird, it's always like normal. Pidgey was normal flying. Starly, the one that turned into Staraptor, normal flying.
Yeah. And
then the next one you had Talonflame, which was that was Fireline. But and then Generation 2 had Swallow, which was normal flying. They were always normal flying. And plus, now that you don't have to use fly as a need to, you don't even
Only
need
flying
it.
type I like is Oricorio. Because you get to change its typing based on the nectar you give it.
Or the area that has the flowers in that game. You go to different patches of flowers.
I call it one and that's it. You know what? That's another thing. Diamond Pearl did. Chica, the parakeet bird.
Yeah.
In the original, you could use to talk into your microphone, in your DS microphone, and it would mimic you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. The Pokeballs you used to be able to do with them.
I didn't know any of that stuff.
You don't remember the case you used to be able to put on your Pokeball to do like...
No. This was a long time ago.
What the fuck?
I played that game a long time ago.
Bro, 90% of my time was made building the Pokeballs that would like poof out smoke and then my Pokemon would come out.
I only
It
ever
would
went
play
through that
music.
much. Sorry, bro. So... What?
Flying.
I always had a flying type in my inventory because a lot of NPCs like using fighting types and grass
I would say
type.
it falls in the line of fighting. It's not amazing, but it is useful.
Flying is only
You know
good.
what?
Flying is only good against bug, fighting, and grass.
You know what? No. Those
And a lot of flying types aren't super good looking. You know what I mean?
no, they're all birds.
I mean, that's what it is.
We already know. Nope.
Yeah. No.
No. I had to do a double because of that.
Gengar.
Ghost type.
Gengar.
Sableye. Dusclops.
You got Mischievous.
Mischievous.
And now it's a
Mimikyu.
Lolform that has the hat on. Mimikyu is Ghost Fairy.
Yeah, still Mimikyu.
And you cannot forget the most overpowered ghost type that ever was in its generation.
Sableye.
Spiritomb.
Spiritomb, which is only acquired by doing fuckery.
Oh, you know how you did it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It required you online.
Yeah, I know.
Because you had to dig, fight people, and dig more, dig. And then you found it in the depths of hell. Literally, after... Because you probably watched videos of it too. I watched videos of the top 10 hardest to obtain Pokemon. Spiritomb, I believe, was number 1. Because of the bullshit and the requirements that a lot of people didn't do. Because a lot of people didn't fucking dig all the time in Diamond Pro. They didn't fucking dig.
All I did was dig a hole, got a whole bunch of those gems, sold the gems, go back underneath, dig. Gems.
Yeah, but to get Spiritomb, you had to do that for a long time. And then you know what? Cynthia had fucking 2 of them.
Yup.
Which also was one of the reasons why she was one of the hardest Elite Four champions of all the games, because she had 2 Spiritombs and she had an overpowered Garchomp.
Pretty sure I stomped her out when I was a kid.
And that Garchomp was dragging around. The Spiritombs, because back then they didn't have Fairy type, so back then Spiritomb had no natural weakness. Now it does with Fairy typing.
Yeah.
But back then, no.
Now Sableye's still the god.
Yes, but I think Spirit, just for the fact that Spiritomb even existed.
Yeah. But Ghost type, cool design. I love the aesthetic of Ghost types. That's why I pray that Ghost types still look amazing.
I mean, Decidueye became Grass Ghost.
Yeah, this is what garbage. It's grass. Grass types are garbage.
But I still... Oh no, I did start with Incineroar my first time through, but in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon I did Decidueye.
Primarina is still OP in that game.
I actually started Diamond and Pearl without fire the first time, and then I stopped and I did it because Torterra I had to restart my whole game, and I was fucking 3/4 of the way through, and I was like, dying.
Which one?
Diamond Pearl. I started with Torterra, which was a mistake. Then I beat the game within 48. Black and White I actually didn't start with. Oh, I actually did start with Delphox.
Delphox or
X and Y, sorry. I
Fire
started with
Psychic?
Delphox. Yeah. I think I actually did. I still started with Tepig in black and white. I still did with the fucking pig thing. Alright, but yeah, we're getting off topic again. That's why these are so long. I went on a spec for it.
Taylor's podcast.
Whole fucking hoeing for 20 minutes.
Grass. Trash.
Grass types never look too good. Exception, Sceptile.
Sceptile, that's why it's in C. Ground.
Sorry, Sceptile. The whole. Everybody else fucked your typing. Sorry.
Your bro kind of fucked you.
But Sceptile, I'll take a little piece out of you and put you in S.
Yeah.
But
other than
if
that,
I could.
Ground.
Ground is a lot of. Ground's always usually paired with fucking rock. If you have a ground type, it's always typed with something, and then usually it's ground.
What about Pukucho?
They even Diglett's rock. Even Diglett's rock.
The
ground.
Electric ground type.
Like I said, it's always paired with ground.
But that means an electric type Pokemon doesn't have a natural weakness because its only weakness is ground, which is electric.
What's ground's weakness? Rock.
Grass. Water. Ice. And I believe it's immune to electricity and poison.
So like trash.
But ground does have some of the hardest hitting powers.
Sure.
Like your most streamlined ground attack, Earthquake, which is what, 90 damage, or has it been raised to 100? Back then it was 90. If you wanted to have something that didn't require RNG like Magnitude, you could use Earthquake.
I think it's still at 90.
And I think Dig got raised to 80. I believe, because it used to be like 60, but now it's like 80.
Yeah.
Dig got stronger.
Magnitude, I think it stayed the same.
But Magnitude's RNG. You either go from like 20 to 100.
Yeah.
But if you want a standard ground type move, Earthquake, very
Earthquake's
strong.
90 now, isn't it?
I thought it's always been 90. But that's like ground typing. Ground attacks are strong, but you only have a few. Yeah. Just like the Swampert, I use fucking Mud Shot for like 25.
That's the thing, like pure ground types or not pure ground, but ground main are always trash. Swampert was water ground.
Yeah, but still like ground that's super effective for electric, poison, steel, fire.
That's another
ice.
Swampert
ice
being water ground made electric half.
Ground is super effective against 5 different types though, so it's a big pool of super effectiveness for 5 different typings.
We'll bump it up to B. I'd say
especially if your only chance against electric for super effective is ground.
Ice.
A lot of ice types are cool looking, but there's not a lot of them. There are very few ice types. And sorry, Vanilla, you fucked it up. Or Vanillix.
I don't mind Vanillix.
I don't use ice cream.
This
looks aesthetic.
Frostlass.
Weak.
I like Frostlass design.
Probably the ones that I liked cool was like from Hoenn actually. The Glacia. The one that turned into from Snowrun.
And then
you found them in the Districted Cave.
Yeah.
Did you talk about the worst thing? The big fucker? Like the worst? It transformed from the little ball, the seal ball.
Oh.
His last form is like
a giant.
HP thickness. He's got a lot of health.
Well, yeah, he's also thickness.
And he's got it like...
I feel like he goes in the A tier, to be honest. Like, I like Articuno. I need a double.
But again, but like fire, fighting, ground, rock, steel. He's got 5 super effectivenesses against it.
Normal.
We need more A types though.
Normal.
Bro, just do it. No, that's a good word.
Oh, I was gonna say.
No. What is lackluster?
Slacking.
Which makes you have to move every other turn because of Traunt.
Okay, but you stack him with a high defense.
And other than Ghost, everything you can hurt it, but basically average everything.
Everything's normal.
Everything except for fighting. Everything. It has weakness. It's just there. You can kill it.
This is there.
And here's the thing, normal types are fucking everywhere.
True.
And there's just a lot of times you don't stick with a normal type in my party.
You know what?
I don't do it.
Trash.
Especially when you start with if you start with a slack off, you're like, yes, now I have a vigor off. I don't have to worry about the thing. And then in terms of slacking, like, oh, I'm fucking doing it again.
Or what you do is you get Vigor off and put an Everstone on it.
Yeah, because then it has insomnia, which doesn't fall asleep. A lot of people do that because a lot of people don't hate slacking, especially in competition, because of the Tron.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, and slacking was slow. So you had Trant and it always went second.
So the Trick Room, and then high defense, high attack.
Even though Norman had a strong slack off, but it was always, you always had more fucking problem with his vigor off. Once you got past his vigor off, which was harder, you were pretty much decent, because the only thing is slack. Here's the funny thing, when he used slacking, you know what he used?
Yeah.
Focus punch. How does that work when your moves you can't attack? Your focus punch always fucking fucked up.
Yeah, because he couldn't charge. I don't get it.
Bosun.
Wait, you forgot about Snorlax, bro.
Also, one of the highest HP pools in the game.
Yeah, normal type.
And it has decently attack power. Still very slow. When you fought Snorlax for the first time and you punched it, do you ever remember his HP bar going this slow?
Well, I overgrind it, so every time I went after it, it was.
You also had like 2 attempts to catch it because of the Poke Flute. You never find Snorlax in the wild. Like, even though the thing sleeps around all day long, how do you not find it? It don't move.
Because it's a bear and it sleeps in a cave.
Other than those 2 times it slept in the middle of my road.
Alright.
What about that anime? What about that anime episode where he fucking slept in the middle of like their river and it fucking dried up and killed all their plants because he wouldn't get up and make the water move?
And then he started fucking bitches. Oh, sorry.
Excuse me.
Poison.
Excuse me.
Poison. I like his designs.
Also aesthetically pleasing.
Aesthetically pleasing. I like that like grunge look. Always.
Arbok. Arbok.
Survivor. Coughing.
Wait, what's the other one? Ekans, snake backwards. Arbok, cobra backwards.
Survivor. We don't mess
with backwards. And also you had Zangoose as its natural enemy because it's a snake versus
Survivor. We don't mess with no Zangoose.
But what is a Zangoose's real like thing that it was labeled off of that always fought snakes? The real animal.
My fist, bitch.
Mongoose. It was a mongoose.
Zangoose, mongoose.
Which is why they're always like natural predators.
They'll always be beating each other.
So Viper was a non-evolution Pokemon though.
Yeah. Pseudo snake.
All I remember, every time I always think about it is the anime. Coughing, wheezing.
Coughing, wheezing.
Only the funny thing is though when
Gengar.
James had to part ways with wheezing, it was like a sad episode. Most ghost types were par with poison.
Oh. Dusclops isn't. Sableye isn't. Mimikyu isn't.
Well, your first generation ended up being it. That's why it was like super effective both ways against Psychic against it, but Psychic against it.
Go. Psychic.
And I think the only 2 weaknesses of poison is Psychic and Ground.
Psychic.
I like Psychic.
Huh?
I like Psychic.
Okay.
Psychic is also very strong mentally, but if you hit it with a physical attack, Psychic type Pokemon usually eat dirt. And they're fast too, don't get me wrong. Psychic types are all about trying to hit first and using special attacks, but if you hit them physically, they're like glass.
That's another thing. A lot of people build up defense, but forget about special defense.
Alakazam meta for first generation. Alakazam broken. He was. Because of his speed stat.
Alright, buddy.
His speed stat? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mr. Mime, Jinx, Alakazam, Metagross. I have Metagross in my poll because he's still psychic, so he gets S tier because of Metagross.
He gets S tier, but where does the typing go?
I just said it.
What do you think?
Metagross is one of my big boys from Hoenn, so.
Think it's better than Electric?
Yeah. Because Psychic are strong. They're strong. Mewtwo, bitch!
Oh my dick.
And then you got Jirachi and Celebi.
Jirachi and Celebi hitting the celery.
You can't put Psychic in S tier when I can't feed you.
no, really?
I can't feed you a cherry, my dude. Just eat the berry. Just eat the berry. Why won't you eat?
Why don't you
You're
eat,
gonna
bitch?
die. Eat.
bitch. And Suicune like, eat this.
He just doesn't want to listen to me, but Suicune like eat. Like, okay.
He's like, eat.
And Celebi's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Celebi like,
Being a little bitch.
I'm sorry, I'm being a little spoiled bitch.
Rock.
Trash.
Geodude.
Geodude, trash.
Which had to become electric because of the magnetic filings that it gets stuck to it in Alola.
Still trash.
It gives it mustaches and beards.
Give me a reason not to put it in D.
Geodude.
It's not. It's always the same.
Onyx, Steelix. Well,
Steel and Steel.
My boy Onyx. My boy Geodude. My boy Rock and Roll.
I like Roggenrola.
If I want to be honest, my favorite normal type was actually Exploud from Hoenn. A lot of my favorites were from Hoenn.
Exploud be like.
You explained to me how I'm a Gen 1er, but a lot of my favorite Pokemon are from
You're
Hoenn.
not a Gen 1er. You're a Gen 3 guy.
A lot of my favorites are from Hoenn.
Kiss the toe.
So.
Ow.
You know what I mean?
Steel type.
Metagross.
A.
Steelix. Aggron. I love Aggron.
Aron.
That's his first form. His last form is Aggron. You got Aron, Larion, Aggron.
Tyranitar.
That's rock ground.
Beedrill.
You're talking about Beedrill's,
Drills.
you're talking about Beedrill's, like,
Drills.
max evolution.
Beedrill's drills.
Mega evolution.
No, just his drills.
Okay. I love Aggron. Plus, when he Mega Evolves, he has the highest defensive stat of any Pokemon.
You saying it's better than electric?
Yes, because Electric
Better
against
than
Steel is
Ice?
not effective. Steel beats the shit out of Ice.
Better than poison?
Poison doesn't affect Steel.
Better than dark?
They do, like, average damage to each other.
Better than
Yes, Fairy. Because
normal?
Steel crushes Fairy. Yes.
Better than rock.
Yes. Because Steel crushes Rock.
Got you. Better than that.
Steel trumps a lot of these. Other than fighting. And ground.
Does it deserve S though?
Yes. How many Steel types do you know of? And when they're there, they're all good.
Skarmory, Steel.
Oh yes, look, S tier, Skarmory.
Skarmory trash though.
What do you mean? I always went for Skarmory.
Skarmory would be trash.
Steel Wing, my dude.
Water. I like water types. They're my favorite. Their designs are trash. There are some that are nice, but
You always have to have a water type.
water type is a necessity.
Even though water typings are.
Babu.
Even though the Pokemon for water are even though the water types of Pokemon are trash, it's a necessity. You gotta have a water type in your party. You gotta have a water type.
I mean, you don't have to. You can always just hit them with the
You have to.
Babu.
There are some typings on here that you have to have in your party.
Ghost?
Exactly. Fire.
No.
Gotta have Ghost and
No,
Fire in your
because you can get a water type and put Scald on it.
That's still water. That's not fire.
I said you don't need a fire.
But Scald is not a fire type move. It's water.
And it does burn.
But it's water.
But it burns. But
Even though Scald is like 75, so it's actually decent power.
It is. And the chance is actually a lot higher than people realize.
So.
Alright, need to move anything? Wait, I got you. I'm sorry. It's my choice. It's my choice.
I think Steel's better than Psychic, but
You right. I was putting notes off with the Ghost.
because I mean I have Steel and Psychic and S, and Metagross is both types of that. So
Okay.
so Ghost, Fire, Dragon, Steel, Psychic, S tier.
Ghost
You
always
like that?
I like that.
Electric, ice, poison, water.
Yeah.
Bug, dark, fairy, ground, and average tier.
Aesthetics.
You like bug more than fairy?
I mean, do you?
I do, because actually I think bug is super effective against fairy.
There you go. Fighting, flying, grass.
The 3 types that you don't really need, even though I always have a grass type. The grass typing Pokemon always look like trash. You don't need a flyer and you don't need fighting.
But
You have other types that can do. You have other types that can do what they do.
flying, you always have them.
I know, but you don't need to anymore.
Normal rock. The most
The
bland,
two that I never actually use.
the most
Normal types.
Gen 3.
Look, listen, normal.
Gen 3. Spinrad. No, not Spinrad, Spindle. Spinda.
Spinda.
OP.
Spinda and Exploud. I liked Exploud because it was Loudred and Whismur. Exploud was actually pretty strong. Don't do it.
X-Cloud.
But it still doesn't reserve it. Because here's
Spinda,
the thing.
X-Cloud.
Here's the thing, though.
Back then, Jigglypuff.
Let me explain.
Oh,
Let me
Wigglytuff,
explain this
sorry.
to you. I never had normal types in my Pokemon typing, unless they snuck in because they're another typing. I never used a strictly normal type unless it snuck into it with another type attached to
I
it.
will say this though.
And why would I ever use rock if I always had a ground?
Yeah, ground rock was trash.
And every time you had ground, it was usually with rock.
True. Facts.
And ground attacks are stronger than rock unless you have rock slide.
Unless you have Swampert.
Rock slide,
Which is
or
water
rock
ground.
tomb, or rock tomb, which always lowers your speech
Shush.
stat after you're done.
Shush, kid.
But
You're being toxic.
rock tomb had a low accuracy rate, but it always lowered your speed. Just saying.
Well, this
The only
is,
good thing that came out of normal was sand attack,
which is still trash.
which I fucking hate.
There we go.
Or minimize.
This is our tier list for typings. This is an opinion. It may be the correct opinion, but
oh shit, Ditto was normal type.
and breeding. That's what I'm saying. Sure, he doesn't need to be C tier for breeding.
No, you can't. I have to at least one other thing that's bad. All right, guys.
If you guys enjoyed, this is an opinion, but our opinions are always correct. You do enjoy. Then I asked for you to like the.
Come back to me and let me know if this isn't right, because it is.
If you want to debate this, comment down below. Don't at me on Twitter about this. Like, this is not a Twitter thing. But if you do want to ask me a question, always hit me up on Twitter. Link is always in the description.
Like this.
Follow
this,
for updates.
this tier list. This tier list is in the game. I don't know what you're talking about. This is in the game. This is ripped from the game.
Yeah. It's opinion, but it's from the game. Again, if you do enjoy it, hit the like button, subscribe. Tell your friends if you really enjoyed, if you want to get them to eat it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye bye. That was Markiplier's.
Bye bye. Bye bye.